Jerry, if you wouldn't mind standing by for just a moment here in the studio with me is a man I introduced our audience to a little bit earlier, an expert in career counseling. Brad Karsh is the president of a company called JobBound. Now, there are a couple of things that he just said that struck me. He's going to be flexible. He obviously has had a lot of experience in sales. It sounds like he could sell just about anything.
Yeah,
that's going to be helpful, isn't it?
It is going to be helpful. The more flexible you are in any job search, the better opportunities that are going to come your way. So it's great that he's looking at a couple of different options in terms of what he wants to do.
What isn't he doing, based on what you just heard from him?
One of the things that's important for job seekers like Jerry to do is really tap into their transferable skills. And Allie talked about that last night. He worked as a business owner. People were selling stuff to him all the time. He should go back to those companies that were selling to him, and he should talk about a sales position. He's been on the other side of the desk. He's been the guy who's had to buy it. He knows what it takes to sell it. And he should start there and then expand that circle out broader and broader and broader.
Is he going to have more of a problem, you think, than some other workers out there?
I think he has some wonderful experiences. He's got a great attitude, obviously, and it's all about perseverance and networking, and he seems to have that going for him. It's not easy at the beginning, but once you start doing it more and more, it comes more natural.
Yeah, Jerry, you don't seem to have a shortage of perseverance. All right, Ricky, hang on for just a minute, because I want to bring Brad Karsh back into our conversation. He's an expert in career counseling, president of a company called JobBound. You know, obviously, this is a man who loves his music. And aren't there people, actually, who are trying to employ people who have the kind of experience like he has?
There's been an unbelievable outpouring of support, especially in the music industry. And there's a website called nolagigs.org. And basically, it is all kinds of gigs available all across the country for people who were displaced as a result of Katrina. They had some jobs for him where he could go on a cruise ship for 3 or 4 months. Wouldn't have to worry about housing, wouldn't have to worry about meals. All that stuff is set up for him. So there's lots and lots of resources. He needs to try and get to a computer either at the shelter or at his public library.
How does that sound, Ricky? Is that something you'd entertain?
Oh, definitely. Well, you know what? I think someone forgot to tell me about that because it's my first time.
Well, we have to make sure that you get to log onto some computer around there so you can look at some of these websites.
Yeah,
obviously, Ricky's dream is to perform, but he also talked about potentially teaching kids how to play piano. What kind of teaching opportunities are there out there for musicians, particularly these musicians who've been displaced by the hurricanes?
Again, there's some good websites to try and hit if he can. There's one called privatelessons.com that matches up music teachers and individuals who are looking for lessons. I would advise them to walk to different music schools, places that sell musical instruments, because people come there a lot looking for private instructors and lessons.
So, Ricky, are you ready to walk a lot of miles to do just that?
Whatever.